If you're looking for a cheap projector, you don't want to waste money on the junk that clutters Amazon, so let me give you the quick answers first. For the cheapest way in, get the Happrun H1. For true portability, the Kodak Luma 75 is the go-to. For budget home theater, the Vankyo Leisure 470 Pro is the pick. For the best all-around picture, grab the NexiGo PJ40. And for the easiest, most user-friendly option, it's the DBPOWER G01. Now let's break down why each of these makes sense so you can figure out which is the right fit for you. Links to all the projectors mentioned are available in the description. First, for an ultra-cheap starter projector, my suggestion is the Happrun H1. If you just want the cheapest possible way to get a projector set up without it looking like total garbage, the Happrun H1 is the one to look at. It usually sits under $100, but it's still a native 1080p projector, not the fake supported 4K type you see plastered all over Amazon. Brightness isn't amazing, but it's enough for a dark room movie night. What makes it better than a lot of other sub-$100 picks, like the Hop Vision H1 or some of those no-name cube projectors, is consistency. It actually holds focus across most of the screen, and it doesn't sound like a jet engine when it's running. The build quality feels basic, but not toy-like. You do need to keep expectations realistic. There's no Netflix license, you'll be mirroring from a laptop or Fire Stick, and brightness is too weak for any real daylight use. But if you want a starter projector to see if the whole big screen experience works for you without dropping serious money, this is the least painful way in. If portability matters more to you than price though, you might want to skip this one and look at the next pick. Next, for the best ultra-portable projector on a budget, our suggestion is the Kodak Luma 75. Most projectors under $200 are big plastic boxes that need to sit on a table. The Kodak Luma 75 is different. It's a pocket-sized projector, thin and light enough to toss in a bag. It's battery-powered too, so you don't have to drag an extension cord everywhere. Image quality is only 480p native, so don't expect razor-sharp details, but for casual use like streaming something in a hotel room or doing a quick backyard watch with friends, the portability makes up for it. Unlike some sketchy brands, Kodak actually stands behind its warranty, and you can find replacement parts and accessories. Compared to other portables like the Miroir L710S, the Luma 75 is more compact and reliable. You do give up brightness, it's really only for dim or dark spaces, but if you want something truly pocket-sized, this is the only legit option under $200 that isn't just a toy. For the best budget home theater setup, my suggestion is the Vankyo Leisure 470 Pro. If you're trying to set up a real home theater on a budget, the Vankyo 470 Pro is hard to beat. It's a native 1080p projector with better brightness than most in this price range, and Vankyo has been around long enough that you can trust their support and firmware updates. In a dark living room or basement, it delivers a surprisingly watchable picture, and colors don't look overly washed out like some cheaper models. It also has decent keystone correction and can project a large screen size without losing too much clarity. The built-in speaker is usable, but like most budget projectors, you'll probably want a Bluetooth speaker or soundbar for a better experience. Also, it's not the smallest unit. It's designed to stay plugged in at home, not to be carried around like the Kodak Luma 75. The closest competitor here is the RCA G01, which has Roku TV built in. That's convenient, but the resolution is only 720p, so you're trading sharpness for convenience. For movies and sports, the Vankyo 470 Pro just looks better. Next, for the best all-around projector under $200, our suggestion is the NexiGo PJ40. If you want something under $200 that doesn't just look good on paper but actually performs well across the board, the NexiGo PJ40 is the standout. Unlike a lot of budget projectors that exaggerate lumen claims, this one actually measures around 700 ANSI lumens, which is much closer to what you'd get from mid-range projectors. That means the picture holds up better if you're not in a completely dark room. It's also native 1080p with better color calibration out of the box than most of its competitors. Input lag is surprisingly low too, so if you want to hook up a console for casual gaming, it won't feel sluggish. Compared to options like the Yaeber V10 or Goody YG0600, the NexiGo feels more polished. The fan noise is a bit lower, colors are more accurate, and the build feels more solid. The trade-off is that it's not the smallest or the prettiest projector. It's a fairly standard black box. But for a picture that looks good in movies, sports, and even light gaming, this one is the safe pick. If you want portability or smart features built in, the Dangbei N2 Mini is another option in this range, though it's harder to find outside of Asia. But for most people, the NexiGo PJ40 is the all-arounder that makes sense. Finally, for the best overall value cheap projector, our suggestion is the DBPOWER G01. If you just want the most user-friendly projector under $200 that does almost everything decently, the DBPOWER G01 is it. Like the NexiGo, it's native 1080p, but what really sets it apart is that it has an official Netflix license. That means you can actually open Netflix directly on the projector without weird workarounds or streaming sticks. That's almost unheard of at this price point. It also has autofocus and keystone correction, which makes setup a lot easier. Most budget projectors require constant fiddling to get the image straight. Here, you just place it and it adjusts itself. The brightness is good enough for dark or dim rooms, though not as high as the NexiGo PJ40 in raw ANSI lumens. Still, for everyday use, movie nights, shows, sports, the convenience makes up for it. The built-in speaker is on par with others in this range, meaning okay for casual use, but you'll still want external audio for a proper setup. The only real drawback is that it's a bit bulkier than some of the competition, but for most users who want plug-and-play simplicity, this is the cheap projector that makes the most sense.